Hello everyone, this is Roxas1359, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Anyway, we're here at the temple. Okay. Sounds like a plan. So, let's go on in. And here we are now at the entrance to the Earth Temple. So, we're gonna have to play the Earth God's lyric. Yay, I remembered it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Earth Temple, a place I personally despise. And link down the hole. Alright, so welcome to the Earth Temple, ladies and gentlemen, one of the last dungeons in the game. And this one's a doozy. And what we're going to be spending the next couple of parts doing. Just like how we could carry, Medley earlier in the game, now it's more of a mechanic. And we're going to need to do it in order to be able to get through the dungeon. Now, I don't remember if Medley can go through doors naturally on her own. So just to be on the safe side, I carry her each time I go through a door. And I only say that because Medley, unlike Rudo inside Lord Jabu Jabu's belly, which could easily be replaced with, say, a wooden box, which is actually what you end up doing, Medley is more useful in this dungeon because there are going to be areas in which we're going to need her to be able to fly around. And how can we do that? We can play the command melody in order to control Medley. So that's actually pretty helpful. And that took forever for me to do. So let's get this orb. A bunch of rupees around and a skull necklace. This place is just creepy, to say the least. And it also introduces one of my least favorite Zelda enemies in the entire Zelda universe. Oh, yes, it does. It does. But that clears out the room. If Medley gets attacked, she will be stunned for a bit. Enemies will try to capture her. She doesn't have a life bar, so you don't need to worry about her dying. Alright, that's your cue that you can use the Wind Waker by playing the command melody in order to control Medley, which is a mechanic you're going to have to use in this room. So, use Medley to carry Link across over here to go on this switch. And now, we're going to need to put Medley down and control her with the command melody. Get used to playing this. You play this for like 80% of the dungeon. Same goes for the Wind Temple, actually, so get used to the command melody, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to be playing it a lot. But now we're controlling as Medley. What can we do with Medley? We can't attack, we can only fly around, and we can use our harp as a thing to reflect light. What do I mean by that? We'll be seeing soon enough later in this part. In fact, I believe in the next room we're going to be able to see it. So, that opens up the door. And why does this temple have scythes on its doors and skulls everywhere? It's kind of creepy. Uh-oh, room's locked. And it's filled with chews! Many, many chews. Time to kill them. Right? So far, so good. But what's this? Dark chews. I believe they're black chews is their official name. These are interesting little enemies. They are immune to any and all physical attacks. They are made of pure darkness itself. But how do we kill them? Well, if the light hits them, which I'm going to show off because I'm going to actually have it that they all come to me instead, they turn to stone. And then you crush them with the skull hammer. That is how you kill I'm just gonna call them dark chews. I've always called them dark chews. Pretty much, you can use them while they're in their stone form to go onto platforms, to use them to weigh down switches, things like that. And you're gonna have to do that inside this dungeon. So, here's this beam of light right here, and there is an obvious treasure chest right over here, but it's invisible. Why is that? Well, we're gonna have to use the light to reflect on it. Pretty much light plays a major aspect in the Earth Temple for some odd reason. I don't know why, just go with it. And don't do what I'm doing. That wastes magic. Use bombs, even though you can get more magic. But what we need to do is we need to use medley and use the command melody. I'm gonna end up just screwing up their names throughout this dungeon, I just know it. So, play the command melody. And now we get into the other function that medley serves in the game. She can end up reflecting her harp like a mirror shield. I think you can guess what we're going to be getting inside this dungeon. Yes, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting the mirror shield inside this dungeon. And what you could also do is you can use light to destroy these elephant statues. This is your cue just to, clue you in, hey, you can destroy these things, so keep that in mind. But let's grab this giant magic pot. Nothing inside this one. And let's go and get what I believe is the dungeon map. And it is. We've got the dungeon map. So, green areas are the ones we visited, flashing areas is your current location, blah, blah, blah. This dungeon has multiple floors, but it's pretty straightforward dungeon to say the least. Welcome to the main goal of this dungeon, lighting up that face. What we're gonna do is, you can see that there is a little sun and moon dial inside the eyes of that creepy, creepy statue. And what you do is, if you reflect light into it, what'll end up happening is you will end up being able to light up the face entirely. Obviously, we need the mirror shield in order to complete this, so what do we do for right now? Well, there's a switch inside this mysterious fog. Do not go into the mysterious fog, that causes curse. But light dissipates it. So, you can see there's a switch right there. You can end up holding melody by holding out the harp in the position you need and returning, and medley will hold into that position, which is very helpful. If she didn't, then that would be a pain in the butt. But hit the switch and opens up the door. So let's avoid the curse, shall we? And let us go into this room. Now this room, I figured, oh hey, there would be a treasure chart here later. Nope, just a joy pendant. But instead, we get bubbles! Haven't seen these guys since the Tower of the Gods, which happens to be the last dungeon I did, but it's been so long, I can finally actually say, long time no see. I hate bubbles. They're annoying, especially when they're the curse variety. Curse bubbles suck. So, as you can see, there's a switch right there, and there's a block up here. So, let's pull the block with our new mighty power bracelets, and also get out our bow because something's going to be coming into this room that is annoying, and is annoying inside this and the next dungeon. So, move the block, and some light shows up. But that's not all that will show up. Oh no. So, let's grab Medley. Because there is another invisible chest right here. So, let's put her down. And I was hoping, okay, if she's in her idle, maybe I don't have to play it. Nope, I have to play it. Like I said, 80% of this dungeon is playing the command melody. I don't hate these dungeons per se, but the amount of times that you have to play the command melody is just ridiculous. And I mean, did you see Medley's face right there? She's even sick of the command melody. Also because I like to think that Link's just making jokes about it. But if you go over here, this opens up that door. That leads you to a chest that will lead you to a joy pendant. I don't know that at this point. I think that's gonna lead me to a treasure chart. One of the treasure charts we need inside the dungeon that will give us a piece of heart. Because remember, we're almost done with our pieces of heart, and oh, goody. Lore Masters. As you can see, they hate the light, and they're trying to grab Medley. Yes, that is what Floor Masters will do in both this dungeon and the next dungeon, because spoiler alert, we're gonna have another partner to come with us for the Wind Temple, if you couldn't guess. And for that one, the Floor Masters will go after them too. If a Floor Master takes them, they will take them to a jail cell that is located somewhere inside of the dungeon. In this case, it's the room with the creepy... Yes, it is creepy. I can't think of any other adjective to really describe it. The creepy sun room where we're gonna have to light up both of the eyes. Another thing about Medley is when you leave a room without her, she spawns into the other door that she ended up coming from. So yes, Medley can't go through doors. Why? That's such a dumb design choice. Let her go through doors, please. It makes it so that I don't have to carry her all the time. But we've got more chews, and as you can see, we have ourselves some darkness around. Well, we're also going to have the inevitable shadow chews inside this room. But as you can see, there's light peering through that curtain. If you burn it away, the light will show up. And now we can use the dark chews to get ourselves to platforms. So, well, not platforms, to weigh down the buttons. So, what we need to do is we need to wait for the chews to get to us. Come on. Come on. Come on, get closer. Get closer. Jump. There we go, that's one, and that's two. You can use Medley technically to weigh this down, but I don't want Medley to get damaged. So yeah, that's just more of me in general. I don't want her to get hurt. Medley is adorable. All right, so that weighs them both down. So while we're at it, let us get up here before it's too late, push this block down, and we will open up the door. And hopefully be able to avoid these other dark chews. I almost called them shadow chews now. I don't know what their official name is. I just like to call them dark chews. So, as you can see, both of them are gone. And just as before, if you throw Medley into a wall or she gets hit, she gets dizzy. So, let us throw her up here. And get away from the chews. Okay, getting away. Go away. All right, that deals with that. So let's go through right here. And Floor Masters. I hate these things. Die. 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 3 fire arrows will kill them. Otherwise, it takes 6 regular arrows to kill one. So if you don't have the bow upgrades, this can actually be pretty bad for you when it comes to running out of arrows. And believe me, you're gonna wanna get rid of the Floor Masters because they can not only grab Medley, they can also grab Link. And if they grab Link, they'll take him into the same room that generally the enemy would take Medley or our other person, who I'm not going to name names just yet. And that's annoying, because then you have to go and usually do puzzles all over again. Or fight enemies again. Like Floor Masters. Because Floor Masters respawn. Because somebody thought that was a good idea. Just like Wall Masters, I hate Floor Masters. They're really annoying. But they're not the enemy I was talking about earlier in the part where I said I despise them because of reasons. No, we haven't met that enemy just yet. In fact, actually, you meet pretty much every type of enemy inside the game inside of this area, except for Dark Nuts. And you also meet a couple of new ones. So, reveal that way and then we'll do the pot. So, let's fly up here. And let us now puzzle. And by puzzle, I mean push and pull blocks. The most devious of puzzles. Stumped Ganondorf when it came to getting to the Master Sword's room. Because reasons. What? I guess Ganondorf's just not a real puzzle person. He's better at locking doors with keys that break one time. Which I'm still always remembered my favorite Kakujo comics. For those that who don't know who Kakujo is, I'll link the comic in the description. He's a comic artist that I think really needs a lot more attention. He's really good. I really like his work. He's also really funny, and it fills the void that Brawl in the Family left after Brawl in the Family ended. I was so sad when that webcomic ended. But enough about that. Here's a compass. And
Hey.
that's good to know. So yes, with the compass, we can now determine where Medley is inside of the dungeon, but let us grab a fairy and stuff it in this bottle. They look so sad when I do this. When I was a kid, I used to think that their wand was a little tear that was going down their eyes. But no, it's not. It's just, you know, them being sad. But it's time we get introduced to another new enemy. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Poes. Poes are ghosts that can be fairly annoying. They will do one of two attacks. If they have a lantern, then they will attack you with that lantern. You cannot hit them, they are intangible. They are ghosts after all. But if they don't have their lantern, they can do something else. And I'm just gonna say this now, I love Poes in this game. They're adorable because of the little sound effects that they make. So, have them drop the lantern. And I don't want this Poe to see me, but we're gonna see what happens when it goes after you. It grabs you, it possesses you, and it reverses your controls. That's what the Poes do, ladies and gentlemen. They reverse your controls. They don't damage you while you do this, so it's really not that bad. You can expel them by going into light, so there's that. But how do we hurt Poes, you might be wondering? I mean, they're intangible. They are ghosts, after all. So how do we damage them? Well, we need to shine light upon them. So let us not get hit with Medley, because if I do, then I have to play the command melody again. And let us first get rid of the elephant statues. So there's 1, 2, 3, and Poe time. All right, so the Poe runs around in a tizzy. This is your chance to which you need to kill them, because otherwise they will respawn. Takes 2 hits with the Master Sword and a Poe will die. What do they drop? They don't really drop anything. Pretty much all the loot enemies that were inside the game have already been met, so we don't get anything new. But let us climb up right here. Grab Medley. Fly on over so we can grab this chest. All right, up you go. Oh, come on. That was just a step. Just a little bump. Just a little bump on the head. Open this up, and you get a joy pendant. So if you still need to do the joy pendant side quest, there's this. I could be putting on my hero's charm, but I honestly forget that I even have it half the time. I just got it for completionist's sake. Yeah, that is the entire reason. I'm not gonna lie. I just got it for completionist's sake. And clipping. I hate clipping. But go inside this room right here. And we're gonna get introduced to another enemy that I hate. This is the one I was talking about. So we have all these sarcophagus. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Redeads. I hate Redeads in Wind Waker. They have creepy designs. And they do that. Nope, nope. Nope, nope, no touch. No touch. Don't let them touch you. They will jump on you and do unspeakable things to a child. They are terrible, terrible things. And what's even worse, you can't kill them from afar with a bow. They're immune to the bow. Because they're already dead. Please, please. Please don't do that. I hate Redeads. Yeah, I hate Redeads. Die, 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 die. Ugh. Redeads are the worst. But we have to kill them because the ladder will come down once we do. I don't know what's stopping Medley from, you know, pushing the ladder down. Saving me from the zombie menace. Anyway, the good thing about Redeads is they generally drop 20 rupees or even more if you get one of the little orbs. I think they drop 30. No, they drop. Yeah, 30 to 40 rupees. So good enemies to farm for, you know, getting rupees. Evil in every single way possible. I hate Redeads, and guess what? They're very abundant in this dungeon. Very abundant. Along with another enemy that we're going to be fighting. This enemy is also annoying, but not as annoying as Redeads. Redeads are both annoying and creepy. So what is it? The next logical step of a Redead is a Stalfos. Makes sense. After all, a Redead is a dead person. And if you actually notice, the Redeads and the Stalfos have the same hips. So, yeah, a Stalfos is just a Redead without, you know, skin. And is not mummified. But that takes care of that Stalfos. So I have two more. You can go faster with Stalfos. If they get hit by an explosion, they will go into where their bones will fall apart, and then you can just go after their skulls, which makes things a lot easier, believe me. I do not realize this until we go into what is known as the Savage Labyrinth. But get used to Stalfos, ladies and gentlemen. They are also abundant in this dungeon. And they take a lot of hits to take down. They will also reform over time, so keep that in mind. So, ow. They also have a very heavy mace. That it does quite a bit of damage. Does half a heart of damage. That's the same strength as an as a Dark Knight. I almost called them Iron Knuckles again. And there we go. That takes care of both of them. So, time to get our prize, but first let us get magic and some hearts. Get the, okay, I guess I'm not gonna get it. Right, grab the bombs, grab the hearts, grab the rupees, grab the magic, grab everything. Everything must be grabbed. It's a clearance sale, grab it all. All right, so let us get ourselves the item of the dungeon. The Mirror Shield. Its shiny surface reflects beams of light. Hold R to shield. So you're actually going to need to use the shield. Something I neglect horribly in this game. And every Zelda that is 3D, I will ignore the shield. It is a force of habit. But point it at the sun and moon, and there you go.